Kourtney Kardashian and Scott Disick. Sophia Richie can't take it. Welcome back to Binge-Worthy Network. It looks like Kourtney and Scott are back together, and Sophia Richie can't take it. Here's how the model reacted to Kardashian and Disick's reunion. But before we jump in, hit that like and subscribe button if you love Kourtney and Scott's relationship and want to get all the new information about their romance. 2020 is most definitely a very interesting year. From the global pandemic that hit every country in the world to Kanye West announcing his run for presidency, it's safe to say that we can expect anything to happen. So we're not that surprised and shocked to hear that Kourtney Kardashian and Scott Disick are finally back together. Yes, for those that may have missed the news, it looks like these reality TV parents may just have settled their differences and reunited. And while most fans were ecstatic to hear about Kourtney and Scott's reunion, there's one person who is most definitely not happy about the news. Here's how Scott Disick's ex, Sophia Richie, reacted to the reality TV stars getting back together, and why she's upset at Disick. Ever since the beginning of the year, we have seen Kourtney and Scott give their fans little hints and clues about their reconnected romance. Die-hard Keeping Up with the Kardashian fans will remember that in 2015, Kourtney decided to end things with her boyfriend and the father of their 3 children. And after years of Kourtney and Scott both finding new loves in their lives, it looks like the reality TV parents have found their way back to one another. Many remember that Scott Disick was in a relationship with 18-year-old model Sophia Richie. Sophia, who was Kendall and Kylie's best friend at the time, was 14 years younger than Disick. As you can imagine, this huge age gap sparked a topic of conversation on social media. And even though many people found problems in Disick's new relationship, Scott and Sophia both proved that their love was real. And after 3 years of romance and passion, Sophia Richie ended things with a notorious party boy. But why did Sophia suddenly break up with Scott? And what does Kourtney have to do with it? Ever since their breakup made headlines in May of 2020, fans of the Kardashian-Jenner clan have started suspecting that Kourtney had something to do with their separation. For the last couple of years, Kourtney K has been enjoying her single lifestyle and motherhood. And while Kourt has never been happier to be independent and single, the mother of 3 has confessed how she wants another baby. According to the Kardashian sister, she thinks that 4 children will complete her family. And while there are a lot of different ways to go about adding a new baby to the family, Kourtney has confessed that she wants Scott to be the father. And what makes the situation even more shocking is the fact that Disick wants another baby too. Not to mention that all of this was going on while Scott and Sophia were still together. Imagine how upset the young model must have been to hear her boyfriend confess he wants another baby with his ex. But that's not where the story even ends. Because apart from openly talking about pregnancy on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kourtney and Scott have recently been flirting all over social media, and Sophia has noticed. When it comes to these reunion rumors, it's safe to say that COVID-19 has played a big role in Scott and Kourtney's new beginning and a fresh start. As billions were forced to practice self-isolation and quarantine in their homes, if forced, Kourtney and Scott spend a lot of time together, co-parenting their young children. It was during the lockdown, Kourt and Scott started discussing and talking about heavy topics, including his battle with substance abuse, Kourt's past relationships, and a possible romantic future. And it was during these honest conversations and open-hearted dialogue that the breakup news broke out. Yes, in May of 2020, sources confirmed that Sophia Richie had had enough of Scott Disick and had ended their 3-year-long relationship. And while these sources have claimed that their pair separated because of Scott's excessive drinking, others have let it slip that it was Kourtney who caused the breakup. Here's what the sources say was the so-called real reason why the model and the reality TV dad broke it off. They have been off and on for 2 months. Sophia really pushed to make things work between them after they initially broke up, but Scott officially called it off recently and they are no longer speaking. Friends attributed their 15-year age difference becoming an issue. He's in a very much different place in his life, really focused on a more quiet lifestyle, his kids, and his investment business. And Sophia's really still trying to figure out what she wants to do, which drove them apart over time. But that's not all the close insiders have revealed. According to close friends of the former pair, their breakup was actually caused by Scott and Kourtney's heavy flirting over social media. What flirting, you may ask? Let's look at the evidence. First, let's start with the infamous flannel shirt that made a guest appearance on Kourtney K's Instagram page. During their family vacation to Kanye West's Wyoming farm, Kourtney was seen sporting Scott's old flannel shirt. Some fans automatically thought this was a sign of reunion, as Kourtney would have had more than just a flannel packed in her expensive suitcase and wardrobe. After all, The Kardashian Jenner sisters are multimillionaires who can buy and wear anything they want. So why did Kourtney post a picture that showed her wearing her ex's shirt? But that's not all. In August of 2020, both Kourtney and Scott posted vacation pics where the former couple was seen riding a boat out in the clear blue waters. Kourtney shared a glamorous bikini photo while Scott opted for a more laid-back picture. But it wasn't the pictures that sparked the reunion rumors, but instead it was the captions. In Scott's photo, we see the father of three looking over his shoulder to the camera, presumably looking at Kourtney, who's taking the picture. And in the caption, we see Scott write, "Here's looking at you, kid," which is a quote from the classic Hollywood film Casablanca. For those movie fanatics who have seen this iconic film, you'll remember that the entire plot is centered around forbidden love and passion, so it wouldn't be the craziest thing to see Scott quote Casablanca, especially when Kourtney was taking the picture. Maybe the caption was just a little hint telling the fans that the couple is finally back together. And while most fans thought this was just an innocent quote from a classic Hollywood film, it looks like Sophia Richie had a totally different reaction to the flirting. Recently, a close insider opened up about Sophia and Scott's fresh breakup and why the 21-year-old model had to let go of the notorious bachelor and party boy. It bothers Sophia to see Scott flirt with Kourtney on Instagram and publicly. She is making it a point to do her own thing. Must have been hard for Sophia to witness her boyfriend express his love for someone else, especially to the woman who is the mother of his children. Come on. The source also continued to say how Scott's attention to his family became a major issue in their relationship. Scott and Sophia have simmered down a little, and Scott has been making a big effort to refocus on himself and his family. Their relationship has taken a bit of a backseat, and it's not either of their main priorities right now. All of this extra attention to his family, and especially Kourtney, rubbed Sophia the wrong way. After all, the 21-year-old model could never compete with Scott's children or his ex-girlfriend, as they are such an important part of his life. The source continued to explain how Kourtney found herself in the middle of Disick and Richie's complicated romance. Tension between Kourtney and Sophia got weird toward the end of Sophia and Scott's relationship. Sophia was getting mad that Scott was spending so much time with Kourtney. And last but not least, other sources have come forward with their take on Scott and Sophia's relationship. These friends explain that no matter what happens in Scott's life, Kourtney Kardashian will always hold a very special place in his heart. Scott is always going to be in love with Kourtney, and that's something Sophia has had to face since even before she got serious with him. It's been an ongoing thing. It just became more apparent that his family was more of a priority than she was, and his family would be his main priority over anything and anyone. So, even though it looks like Sophia always knew about Scott and Kourtney's special relationship and their past romance, the model still couldn't forgive her boyfriend for flirting with his ex on social media. And while some fans might think that Scott and Kourtney's flirting was innocent, many have sided with Sophia after her breakup. It's understandable why the gorgeous model might have felt insecure, especially considering the fact that Scott is a well-known cheater. He admitted to being unfaithful to Kourtney numerous times, so maybe Sophia just wanted to avoid being cheated on and just ended the relationship. And fans seem to agree with Sophia. Here's what Twitter users have said about Richie and Disick's recent breakup. Scott Disick and Sophia Richie broke up. Kourtney, now is your time to shine. Secretly hoping Sophia and Scott breaking up means Kourtney and Scott are getting back together. Can you see that? Scott unfollowed Sophia, and guess what? Scott and Kourtney has been spending so much time together. Skort gets back together. Skort for the win. I'm not going to get too excited, but Kourtney has just uploaded a pic in an oversized shirt, and Scott Disick has liked it and commented, "Nice shirt." And he's recently split up with Sophia and just flown out to the family vacay with just Kourtney and the kids. And breathe. Hi, how are ya? As you see, fans are super excited about Kourtney and Scott getting back together. And after months of battling these rumors and heavy flirting, Sophia Richie is absolutely donezo with this complicated relationship. But what do you think? Are Kourtney and Scott back together? Should Sophia have broken up with Scott? Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and give us a like. And don't forget to turn on your post notifications and share this video with your friends. Goodbye, everyone.